Hi, my name's Paul Trowbridge. I'm the Program Director and Marketing Manager for the events we run in Frankfurt each year, which this year are running under the theme of Powering the Cloud. Those three events are SNW Europe, Data Center Technologies, and Virtualization World. Powering the Cloud is a new theme for this year. The events themselves have been running since 2004 in Frankfurt, initially as SNW Europe, and then 2 years ago, we added the Virtualization World and Data Center Technologies conferences alongside SNW. Each year, or over a period of years, we will pick on a particular theme, and hence Powering the Cloud this year is very much in keeping with the major moves in the market right now. So our conference speakers are drawn from a broad range of sources. They come from industry analysts, firms like the 451 and IDC, etc. They come from the vendors, and more importantly to us are people from other associations. We've worked for a long time with the Storage Networking Industry Association, called SNIA, is how people refer to it these days. This year, as you know, we're working for the first time with ECO and with EuroCloud Deutschland and EuroCloud Europe. And we have Bernd Becker from that organisation as one of our speakers. We have a number of customer speakers. We always have a large part of the agenda devoted to customers from across Europe. And of course, there are representatives of the key vendors in the market who speak on the conference. So obviously from the theme this year, cloud is going to take a large part of the conference agenda, but we have devoted parts of the conference to virtualization technologies, so whether it's desktop, server or storage and network virtualization. We have parts of the agenda dedicated to data center technologies such as converged networking. And of course we have a section of the agenda which focuses on storage technologies, the latest trends and activities in storage. So it's a mix for most of the main elements of an IT infrastructure. So the companies are some of the big names in the industry, people like HP and IBM, and the leading players in those sectors such as Hitachi Data Systems, Dell, Oracle, and some of the smaller players like Scality, like Verkada, like Virtual Instruments or Veeam. And in terms of audience, the audience we draw from across Europe, although obviously the majority come from the Central European region, are made up from both large and small organisations, public and private. Anybody who's dealing with any of those aspects of IT, as I mentioned earlier. I guess what sets us apart from the rest of the landscape of events out there is our close association with the IT users, the IT professionals across the region through the industry associations that we work with. So as I said, historically the SNIA have been our partner, but we've added to that, as we said already, people like ECO.de, EuroCloud. The Data Center Alliance is another organisation we're working with. We work with GuideShare Europe, Sandboard, and Bitcoin. So what makes us different, I think, is that broad base of industry associations and organisations representing the users out there, and that allows us to put together what we hope to be an educational program, not just a series of sales pitches. Yeah, we're always looking for a new audience, but we're trying to do that in a progressive way. As I said, 2 years ago, we added the Virtualization World and Data Center Technologies brands alongside SNW. So our roots were in the storage space, in organisations and people within those organisations who managed and specified and bought storage solutions. As the market changed and grew, we opened up to bringing in the virtualization space, not just storage virtualization, but server virtualization, and now increasingly things like desktop virtualization and the horizon of I/O virtualization. And then on the other side, a broader element of the data center technology, such as green issues within the environment, server platforms, blade servers, and the networking environment within the data center. So this year, I think the next phase on top of that is by taking this theme of powering the cloud and looking at asking the question, who's powering your cloud? Who are you working with to deliver cloud services, whether it be private or public, will bring us in another fresh set of faces and expand the audience still further. Certainly that's the goal, and from what we're seeing so far in our registrations, that's working. We're ahead of our registration levels at the same point last year, and last year itself was a record year for us. So we're encouraged by the response, and we're continuing to sort of reach out for those new environments. I guess that last year we had a major increase. We saw a significant increase in the number of sponsors and the number of delegates who attended the event. We had over 1,200 of what we call our quality delegates, which are end users, press and analysts, and systems integrators from across Europe. That's out of a total of some 1,700, I think, in terms of total attendees. So what we're proud of so far this year, and obviously the aim of the event is the results on the events themselves on the 2nd and 3rd of November, is that we are maintaining that level of support from the industry in terms of the number of sponsors, and our registration rates are strong, as I already said. But I think also that we've been able to attract in new organisations like Echo, who through sort of seeing where we've been going and the results we've had, hopefully are leading them to then get more involved in the event in future years. Yep, certainly we're pleased to work with our partners like Echo. In fact, anybody watching this interview who would like to come to the event, we are making the offer that you can waive the €120 registration fee by using a special code, which I'll give you, which is M31P11. That's M31P11. That's a registration code you can use if you've been watching this cast, and go to poweringthecloud.com, www.poweringthecloud.com. I'm sure that will appear on the screen in front of you. Use that registration code and you'll be able to register for free to attend this year's event, either for one or both days. Future plans, I think, will we continue to move down the route that we're taking this year. Certainly, I think as we move through 2012, cloud technologies, cloud solutions will continue to dominate the IT decisions of organisations. And we'll start to see more real-time deployment. So I think this year there's a lot of discussion about people transition to cloud. Next year I'm sure there'll be a great deal more experience of that, and then people will tune and fine-tune the way that they approach those kind of solutions. And whether it's sourcing external services from managed service providers, or whether it's deploying cloud-like technology internally in a private cloud environment to deliver better applications. I'm sure there'll be an even greater number of users next year who will have that experience, and that will be where we continue to take the conferences next year. Yes, there's a number of events that we run around Europe with the industry associations that we've already mentioned. We do our data center technologies academies. Next year, we know we're already planning to run those in the UK, in the Middle East, and in Italy. We're also looking at other locations as parts of Europe, possibly in Germany and France, and we'll be publicising those at the Frankfurt events this year. So we'll have our final plans in place for them.